Hey guys, how's it going? This is Yasir Khan, and in this video, I will be talking about the one thing that the rich know that other people do not. So, this is going to be a really important and interesting video, and it's a very, very simple concept, but over years and years, it can make a huge difference in your wealth and freedom level. Okay, so what is that one thing? Well, that one thing is that the rich know the difference between an asset and a liability. Okay? And before you ask me, this is not going to be an accounting class at all, okay? I'm going to keep everything really simple, but this is one principle that you need to understand if you want to grow your wealth, okay? What exactly is an asset? An asset is simply something which puts money in your pocket. That's all it is. Okay? On the other hand, a liability is something which takes money out of your pocket. Okay? So, as you can see from the contrast, there's a big difference between buying assets and buying liabilities. Now, the rich, first and foremost, focus on buying assets. Okay? They do buy liabilities, but only after they get the assets to pay for the liabilities. I hope you understand what I mean by that. So, um, on the other hand, the middle class buys liability thinking it's an asset. Can you see the difference here? So, what exactly is an asset? Well, if you have a rental property and the rent that you're getting out of it, it pays for all the expenditures on the property and gives you a little bit of profit. That little bit of profit is like it's income for you, right? So the rental property is your asset. If you have dividend stocks, the dividend payments are income, and the dividend stock investment is an asset, right? If you write a book and you get the royalties coming in every single month, those royalties are income, and the book is the asset because it's putting money in your pocket, right? Your education, technically speaking, is an asset because it puts money in your pocket. But strictly from the point of view of how I do things, an asset should generate income for you without you working for it. Okay, which means that if you have a 9 to 5 job, that isn't exactly an asset because you're trading your time for money. That's an important distinction. Okay. Um, the other thing to understand is that many things that we think are not liabilities are in fact liabilities. Once again, a liability is something which takes money out of your pocket. In 2011, I bought a BMW. It was a 335i. It's a pretty cool car. It has a turbocharged engine. It's really fast. It goes from 0 to 100 in 4.8 seconds, I think. But here's the thing. After keeping the car for a couple of years, I realized that it was depreciating in value. In fact, the month I bought the car, it went down by 6,000 in value. Okay, that's a pretty big chunk. But it also had a lot of maintenance. The fuel costs rose because it was a turbocharged engine. It was a bigger engine. And BMWs and all these fancy cars, they generally have a higher upkeep. Okay, so it might be a really fancy car, and I love driving every second of it, but it was a liability, okay, because it took money out of my pocket. Can you see how that works? On the other hand, in 2014, I bought a rental property, right? And I rented it out for, I believe, 2 years. And in those 2 years, that property went up in price by $150,000. And someone my tenant sitting in the property paid me rent every single month. And that rent a part of it was cash flow. So the rental property was an asset. Okay? The only difference between the rich and everyone else is that they buy assets. Either they buy assets or they acquire assets. They get their hands on assets. Yes, they have liabilities, but their assets pay for the liabilities. their 9 to 5 job does not. Okay? For everyone else, they go to a 9 to 5 job and then they use the money, the income from that job to pay for the liabilities. I personally think that's the wrong way to go about it. Okay, because that keeps you stuck in this vicious circle called the rat race, and there's just no end to it. That's why people keep working till they're 80 and they're still not able to retire. Okay, so there's a big difference between having an asset and working full time. Okay, if you're working a job, you are your employer's asset. If you have your own asset, that asset is working really hard to make you money and to bring in income for you. So that is the one thing that the rich know that most other people don't. Okay, and there's nothing really complicated about it. It's pretty simple stuff. All you have to do is think of it from a very simple financial standpoint. Okay, don't think of it as an accounting class. This is not an accounting class at all. Okay, it's very simple. An asset puts money in my pocket, a liability takes money out of my pocket. Okay, if I invest in 10 assets which consistently bring income for me, I might be able to replace my job, right? So that's how simple it is, guys. I hope this you found this video valuable. I wanted to keep it short because it's a very simple concept. If you want to really understand it, go through the video a couple of times. Okay, if you have any questions or concerns, just comment below. I'll reply to you soon. Share it with your family and friends, and hit like and subscribe on to my channel on YouTube. I make these kinds of videos at least twice a week, and I'll be making more shortly. Okay, thank you. Take care.